Hi everyone, in this video we'll see Java streams, which are a way to manipulate and do some operation on a collection of elements in a functional and a good way. Okay, so how do we use streams? So the first thing we need to have a list or a collection of elements. In this case I have this list of cats. I created this create data method to basically give some data to this list, and let's print this data to see what we have here. So right here I have these 5 elements. So now let's say I want to do some operation on this 5 element. Let's say I want to do some filtering. I want to print only the element with a certain condition. Well, we can do that using filtering in Java streams. So the first thing we need to do to use streams is to call the stream method. So just dot stream. So now we have a stream and now we can do some operation. So as I said, we want to do some filter, so we use the dot filter method. So this filter method so if we go to the code source, we can see that filter method take in a predicate. And a predicate is simply a functional interface that have this abstract method called test that needs to return a boolean, and it takes in the element. So in our case it takes in a cat, and we need to return a boolean. So we'll do that. So let's give it a cat, and we need to return a boolean on a certain condition. So let's say I want the cat, and let's get age, and let's say superior to 3. Okay, so now this filter method, if we go again to see the code source, it returns another stream. But right here I have another stream, so I can either finish with another operation or just print it. For example, in this case I will print this element, so I will use the for each method. The for each taken element, let's say the cat, and we'll print it. So let's print cat dot get name. So let's execute. I will remove this one. Okay, good. Now we're getting only the cats with an age superior to 3. Good. Now I will show you another method in the Java streams, which is map. And what does map means? Well, mapping is just we do some type of modification on the element. So let's say I only want to get the names. I don't want to get the whole cat. I just want to get an element of the object, which is, let's say, name in this case. So we can do that. So we take in the object, and we need to return what we want. So I want only the name of the cats, right? So we can do that by returning the element that we want. So I want the name, so I return cat dot get name, and we'll do the same thing. We will just do a for each loop to see, or for each method to print in the cat name. So it will take same cat name, and let's print it cat name. So if we print in, good. So now we only get the names, and if I want, for example, the age, I can do that. Let's just change in the map, and we do get age, for example, and we execute the main another time, and we will get only the age. So I will return it to name. It's better. Another method we can use is limit. It's a very useful method if we want to limit the result. Let's say I only want 2 results, so I will only get the 2 first results with the limit method. So if I execute, I should get 4 and 69. There we go. So this is the first one because I print in the name, so I would get names of the cats. Now, what if we want to assign this list to a variable? I don't want to just print it. We want to assign it to a variable. Well, right here we can use a very useful method called collect. So this collect, basically we want it to return a list. So we use the collector class, which is a very useful class in Java, and we use the collector.list method. So right here we don't return a stream, but we return a list. So now let's just give it a list. Let's call it, this will be a string list because we only have the name. Let's call it cat's name. Right? So now we have this value we collected in this variable. So right here we can obviously print in, we can print this list, cat's name, and it should contain true value of the name, superior to 3. Okay, let's print in. There we go, we only got 2 elements. So this is basically what is Java streams. It helps us manipulate and do some operation on elements in a very clean way. And we can do that in a functional way. And obviously there is a lot of other methods in JavaStream that I won't be talking about in this video, but you can obviously check it out for yourself in the Java stream package. And that's it for this video.